Hello, and thank you for joining us today in our study of the book of Psalms. Today we're in Psalm 140, and this is yet another of the Psalms of David. And here the focus is going to be on God being with David when he's facing what is evil or what is wrong, and when he's facing those that are trying to destroy him. It's not a lengthy psalm, it's only about a dozen verses. But yet, there are things here that certainly resonate with us today as well. So let's see what David says in Psalm 140. Beginning in verse 1, we read, Deliver me, O Lord, from evil men. Preserve me from violent men, who plan evil things in their hearts. They continually gather together for war. They sharpen their tongues like a serpent. The poison of asps is under their lips. Keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from violent men who have purposed to make my steps stumble. The proud have hidden a snare for me and cords. They have spread a net by the wayside. They have set traps for me. I said to the Lord, You are my God. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord. O God, the Lord, the strength of my salvation. You have covered my head in the day of battle. Do not grant, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Do not further his wicked scheme, lest they be exalted. As for the head of those who surround me, let the evil of their lips cover them. Let burning coals fall upon them. Let them be cast into the fire, into deep pits, that they rise not up again. Let not a slanderer be established in the earth. Let evil haunt the violent man to overthrow him. I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted, and justice for the poor. Surely the righteous shall give thanks to your name. The upright shall dwell in your presence. As you look at Psalm 140, there are several different layers to the request that David has here. First of all, there's the request for deliverance from evil men. And specifically, in the first few verses, he talks about deliverance from violent men. Remember that in the days of David, he is often going to face those who seek to remove him from being king and to overthrow the throne. Some of those are going to come from the outside, some of those are going to come from within his own family. We don't have a direct timeline for where Psalm 140 fits in, but certainly David is constantly facing trouble from those who would seek to destroy him and even to physically cause him to lose his life. In the second place, in the second section, beginning in verse 4, he talks about the hands of the wicked, the violent men who have purposed to make his steps stumble. And they have hidden snares for him or traps for him to try to destroy him. But he says in response in verse 6, You are my God. Hear the voice of my supplications, O Lord. O God the Lord, the strength of my salvation, you have covered my head in the day of battle. You notice the number of times that he calls upon the name of the Lord in this. It's not repetitive for the sake of repetitiveness, but rather it is a constant reminder of who it is that is in charge. And this constant statement of recognition that the Lord is the one who is over all. And then he says, Do not further his wicked scheme. Do not grant the desires of the wicked. And so it is the call to God to not be complacent on the one hand, but also not to help with the circumstances that are arising. This is not to say that the Lord is on the side of the wicked or that David thinks he would be, but rather he is asking for his help. And that's going to be the case beginning in verse 9. He says, As for the head of those who surround me, let the evil of their lips cover them, let burning coals fall upon them, let them be cast into the fire in deep pits that do not rise up again. Let not a slanderer be established in the earth, let evil hunt the violent man to overthrow him. In other words, let them get what they justly deserve for their actions. Let the evil man be brought to justice. and let it not continue as it is. So, in the midst of all of this, David's whole point is knowing that God is the one who can help, knowing that God is the one who truly is over everything, and that God is fully able to do all of these things. And that's why he says in verses 12 and 13, in the midst of all of these requests, in the midst of all of these things that are going on, he says, I know that the Lord will maintain the cause of the afflicted and justice for the poor. I know what God's going to do, and I will continue to praise him. And the righteous will give thanks to your name. This psalm is simply a cry out against those that would do evil, and against those who are doing evil to those who are righteous. It is the recognition that David has done what he can do and will continue to do what he can do, but that ultimately the Lord is the one who has his final say and has his hand on the lever. These are the things that I see in Psalm 140. I hope that they're beneficial to you. And thank you for joining us for the video today. I'm sorry my voice is a little bit scratchy. I woke up with some sinus congestion this morning. But thank you so much for watching. Next time we'll come back and we'll begin looking at Psalm 141. And I hope that you'll join us then. But until then, have a great day.